Hey y'all, it's me, Madison. Alright, so this is gonna be a little weird because my bag is like stuffed to the max and one thing doesn't fit, but it's okay. We'll just roll with it. If you hear my mom and them calling, just ignore them because it's probably gonna happen. So, I believe that social studies is a major part of education in the society, and it's very sad that nowadays you don't learn about it in elementary school. I remember in my placement class, we never learned anything about it. We learned about President's Day, and that was it. We didn't have time for anything else. It was just math and language arts, which is really sad because when I was in school, my favorite part was learning all about Georgia and like Georgia's history, like the state bird and the state flower, all that type of stuff, because my family's not from Georgia. So I loved being able to come home and like tell my family about the Georgia history because it was something that they didn't know. So I'm going to pull out some stuff from my bag here. My first thing that I put in is Mulan, and I chose this movie because it teaches students the importance of history in a movie. The students probably don't realize that some of the events that they see in the movies are actually real, and they do not give it like the thought of it being real. So if you tell them the history of it before and then show them like a movie clip or a movie if you're allowed, it'd be really cool for them to see both like at the same time. And this is my favorite movie, so why not? Also, alright, this is the big one. This one took up all the room in my bag here. In my bag, I have a Dodgers Jackie Robinson jersey, and I have the Jackie Robinson jersey in this bag because it played a huge role in the baseball world. Some students may not understand the importance of this man and the guts it took to do what he did, and since he was the first black baseball player, it kind of made a big deal and difference because baseball nowadays is so much more diverse and everything, and back then it was not diverse at all. He changed the face of the sport, and with this lesson, it'll teach students about courage, and it plays such a big role in social studies culture because this was during the time of everything going crazy and all out of whack, and it was the highlight of then. Alright, this one didn't fit in my bag. It is the outline of Georgia. Yes, it's backwards, and yes, it has my name in it. It's a design for a cooler I'm making for myself, so just ignore it. I chose this Georgia outline for many reasons. Like I said before, I loved learning about the state history because my family had nothing to do with it, and like they had no idea, so it was kind of fun. It's more fun now to like teach these kids this because they don't know. They have no idea. Like knowing what our state bird is and what our state flower is, that doesn't really play a big role that like you see every single day. But it'd be cool to teach them so that they would learn, wow, hey, that's our state bird. Like, oh, wow, that's our state flower. Or if they hear our state song, they sit there and they're like, wow, like, I actually know this. Like, this is a big deal. I felt pride in our state every single time I learned about this type of stuff. Like, my family used to take me to all these museums when I was a kid, or we used to go on field trips to different Georgia museums. And it was so much fun to learn about that stuff because it, like, affected us. If we're learning about another state, like if we're in Georgia and we're learning about California, some of these kids may never get to California. Or if we're learning about Hawaii, they may never get to Hawaii. So they don't really care about that information. But kids have more of a chance of understanding and following along if they're from that state. I think that's really important to learn because it's just so big. Alright, this is my last one. And it's the smallest though. It's kind of an odd one. It's a weird story. But it is a toothpick. Very small and pointy. So, this is weird, but I chose a toothpick as my second item for two reasons. I thought of it because children need to know the importance of location on a map. You always know how to use your phone, so like, let's say I just pull open my phone, I could just instantly tell you directions to get somewhere. But when I was a kid, my mom used to have me sit in the back with a map, and I had to learn which exit or like which highway we're supposed to go on, or if I need to turn left or I need to turn right. That's how I had to learn, so it was a little different. That and there was MapQuest, and that was a whole lot more fun. And also, I chose it because it represented like how the U.S. or Americas was founded. When they were over there and they went, oh, this place may have gold. This place has gold. It has to have gold. So they planned the whole entire thing out that this is where they needed to go. But it's important to teach kids about this because they may not quite understand what, like, or how this all happened because they're kids. They think this place has been here forever. They don't really grasp the idea that there were two things going on. Like, there were multiple things. But it's important to teach them how it was founded, and it is very important to our society. But, alright, in conclusion, there are many reasons why you should teach social studies. You need to make sure your students understand that there are events that cause some things to change. They need to know that some of this information to get them through their lives, their daily lives. That is what is most important. There are so many things that go on every single day that it was caused by something in history. Like, there have been wars that have caused things. There have just been trials that have changed things, but you need to know about them. I personally think that they need to have this information so that they can succeed. If you start them young, it'll be something they will love. Because when I was a kid, I used to love social studies. And then once it got to the boring old history, then it kind of drew away from me because it didn't relate to me. Once again, why you need to teach them about where they live or places around them. I am teaching these children so that they can succeed in life. And with this knowledge, they will be able to do just that, I hope. Thanks, y'all. Bye!